Hi guys, this is a video that was requested to make some filter media bags, or you could make filter socks or whatever it is you need to make for your filter. If you're running a canister or a hang-on back, these are really handy and they're super cheap to make. You just need a couple of supplies. First is this quilting batting that I picked up at Walmart. It's like $6. You want to make sure to get the one that is marked no fire retardants or other chemicals added, because this is quilting material. They're going to make sure that it doesn't catch on fire while you're sleeping with it. So it comes in a big roll. You can unroll it and cut a little square out, kind of like so. Now what I do is, like we were back in school, fold a hot dog and then hamburger, and now you've got this perfect little square, and you can trim it up now to make it a nice little square. So what you want to do after this is, you'll see that one side has already been created for you. Now what you're going to do is you're going to sew long ways and then short ways, and then at the top it's going to leave a small pocket open. Now for your pocket opening, you're going to want to look for the side that's already seamed shut with the fold. So that means we're going to be sewing closed the side that has the 4 openings. And you'll see when you fold your fabric, there's going to be a natural crease, and then there's going to be 2 sides that have openings. So that's where your fishing line comes in. You can use cotton thread if you want. I like to use fishing line because it doesn't deteriorate in the water and it will actually outlast your bag. And then when you're ready to toss it away, you can actually just pull this out of the actual material. You'll want to get some needlepoint needles instead of sewing needles, because the eye will be big enough for the thread to actually come through. Now you don't have to worry about a perfect sewing line. We're really just going to basically stitch this up kind of crudely, and so I'm going to do that now. It'll take just a moment. Let's get this old bit that I had here off. Okay. So we'll take a bit off of the line here. You can always be guaranteed that you'll get more than you need, but you would rather have too much that you need to cut off than not enough at the very end. And like I said, this is going to be a very crude sew job. You just need it sewn together enough that whatever media you put in your bag isn't going to come out. Bonus if you know how to tie fishing line. Okay, so at the very end, and we're not going to double this thread like some people do because it's not thread, it's fishing line. You're going to leave this end out. I put it in my teeth and I hold it. That way I don't lose it. Start at the back seam. This is going to be your side. So if you're putting this into your filter, this is going to be the side. Remember, this top part that has the natural seam is going to be your entrance that you put stuff in. So hold it like so. I start from the inside, in between. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to tuck this first knot into itself so it's not sticking out. So you're going to sew from inside, come out, and then go from the inside again on the other side and bring it out. And then that'll allow you to create your first little tie. You can play around with this if you know how to sew. Kudos to you, because I sure don't. That is not my strong suit. So I tie this here, tie it a couple times, and I leave it a little bulky so that I can keep track of which corner I started in. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew this, and I always start from the inside and I come out, and then I go over to the other side, go inside, and then out the other side. And then on this first one, when you pull it through, you'll see that there's a little dome created by the line. I'm going to go ahead and run the needle through that, and it'll just kind of tie it off there. You can choose to do that for each one, or if you get tired of sewing it that way, you know, if you just want to do a quick job, you can just go in one side and completely out the other. And again, when it makes that little loop, just put your needle through it and tie it off, and it'll tighten it up. And for the sake of the video, we can actually do that. I don't want to speed the video up because I want you guys to see in real time how fast, cheap, and easy this is. For those of you that go out and buy filter media cartridges, I'm sorry, but if you can make it at home this quickly and pay less for parts, if you want, you can go buy big containers at the pet store or on Amazon of the carbon. You can go and buy filter media, either ceramic or plastic, or you can use crushed lava rocks in it as well. There's a whole lot of options out there for cheap DIY aquarium filter media, whatever it is you want to do with it. It's all your world. Just make sure that when you get your quilting batting, that you don't get the one marked with chemicals, and you want to give this a little rinse before you put it in anywhere. Now when it comes time to change your filter media, remember again, you don't want to change it every week when you do your water change, but you will, once it's established, you want to take it out at least once a week when you do your water changes, shake it off inside a bucket of old tank water. You don't want to replace it because your beneficial bacteria are going to be nesting in the filter media. So whatever, if you use lava rocks, or if you use the ceramic pellets or plastic pellets, you'll want to just give them a rinse to shake out any debris. And you don't want that malm stuck in your filter because it will just raise your nitrates unnecessarily. Create more work for you. Can eventually be dangerous for your animals. Well, it's debatable. Some people say yes, some people say no. I personally see an adverse reaction when my nitrates get over 20. So, alright, as you can see, we're already rounding the corner. You'll definitely want to measure your cartridge if you have an old one, and make the measurements more exact for your bag. You don't want to make a bag that's going to be too small. I know a lot of the hang-on back filters have this, especially the Aqueon brand, has this little blue cartridge holder, I guess you could call it, a little brace that you slide in. And you could technically put one of these in there without putting any media in it, and that's fine. You could use that as a water polisher, but you'll want to be aware that you will need to put some kind of media in the rest of the HOB for your beneficial bacteria to colonize. I don't think that the pad alone will be enough for a moderately stocked tank. And then you can just shake out your bag of media when you do your water changes. And when these get nasty, you can either scrub them out in the sink and really get them clean, and you can do that pretty much until they fall apart, or you can just choose to toss it out, because again, your beneficial bacteria are going to be in the media, not in the little water polishing pad, I guess we could call it. Now the reason I like to use this as a bag is just because those Petco and PetSmart styled hang-on back filters don't have a lot of space in them. It's not like you're getting an AquaClear where you have a basket. So optimizing your space is really smart in cases like this. Alright, we're making the last tie off here. So I'm going to go all kinds of crazy with it so that it'll actually stick and hold, because I'm not a fisher. I don't know how to tie fishing line. Okay. Ta-da! And what you can do is you can leave the top open if you want. If you're going to put this inside a cartridge, or excuse me, if you're going to put media in this, see, look, I can fit my whole humongous man hand in here. Oh, alright. You got plenty of room. This will completely take up the space in the back of a 10 or 20 gallon rated HOB filter, especially the Aqueons. You could make one that's a little wider and shorter if you have an AquaClear that you load from the top into the basket. This would be really cool. And what you can do is you can stick your media in here, crushed lava rocks, or you can do small lava rocks too. Or you can do your ceramic or plastic media that you buy commercially and place it in here. You can choose to close this up, or you can just, I don't know, staple it even if you want, or you can just leave it open, and that way it's easy access and you're done. And that took us, all in all, with all the talking and stuff, less than 13 minutes, and we're done. So there we go. I hope this helped you guys a little bit. If you have any questions, I can definitely try to answer them. Again, I'm not a professional. This is just what I do, just to kind of save on stuff, because if you're going to go through media cartridges and all that store-bought stuff, it gets really expensive. You could probably find stuff cheaper on Amazon, especially if you have Prime and you get free shipping, but some of us don't. So what we can do at home sometimes makes this hobby a little cheaper, especially if you're starting out, especially if you run a lot of tanks all at once, if you don't want to buy bulk, if you live out in middle of nowhere in the boonies and shipping is expensive out to your place. This is a really good alternative and it works. So I hope that helped. Take a little look at the kids up there, and you all have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.